the two withdrawals that will kill you. There are two withdrawals out there that will kill you, and people don't realize this. When it comes down to substances out there, and legal substances especially, everyone thinks, heroin withdrawals could kill you. Heroin withdrawals cannot kill you. They won't. I mean, they could mess up your head. You possibly could take your own life. You're going to go through a lot of pain, but chemical-wise and what it does to your body, it will not kill you. Crack cocaine withdrawals will not kill you. When it comes to fentanyl, yes, you can OD and die very easily from fentanyl, but the withdrawals from it will not kill you. Now, the thing that blows everybody's mind is the withdrawals that will actually kill you. The deadliest withdrawals are legal substances. If you're new to the channel, hit the like and subscribe button. They are alcohol and benzos. Benzos and alcohol are the deadliest of withdrawals. It's a deadly combination to mix together. And the withdrawals from these are very fatal. In fact, they're fatal enough that it's about 15%. So about 15% of the people withdrawing from these can die. That's kind of like the mortality rates, between 10 to 15%. That's a pretty high mortality rate. I mean, that's out of 10 people that are withdrawing off of alcohol, one of them's going to die. That's the scary part. And essentially it's going through DTs, and this is how these kill you. So when you get off of stimulants, you're going through withdrawals, but it is dopamine, neurotransmitters, sometimes it's serotonin. So it's your brain trying to level itself back out. When you're getting off of heroin, like the NMDA receptor, which is a pain receptor, there's different pain receptors in your brain, get super excited. That's a lot of those physical withdrawals like of heroin and of fentanyl. But now alcohol and Xanax, Ativan, benzos, for example, they do something different and they affect your central nervous system. And what that means to affect your central nervous system, and the easiest way I can explain it, is your central nervous system is your heart rate and heart beating. It is your circulation. That's your central nervous system. Now, when you drink alcohol or you take benzos, it is like putting a weighted blanket over your central nervous system. It calms it and slows it all down tremendously. So picture your central nervous system is at a 50. This is where it should be. You're drinking an alcohol and now all of a sudden you're some benzos, whatever it is, and now you're at down here at a 10. Your whole central nervous system has slowed down. That's why a lot of times when you see people, especially even if they OD like on Xanax and stuff like that, you see them and they're just kind of drifting off and kind of almost going to sleep. And it's their heart that's essentially stopping. Well, when you go into DTs and you quit these cold turkey and you don't use any kind of medication, your central nervous system that's functioning right at like that 10, wherever down here, 50 is the normal, it gets super excited. You have taken this weighted blanket off and your central nervous system doesn't just go back to normal. It gets hyper excited. So it goes to 100 all of a sudden. You go from 0 to 100, which means now your heart rate is thrown off, your circulation is thrown off, you can go into seizures tremendously easy. That's why a lot of times you get those shakes all of a sudden when you're going through withdrawals. You have those shakes going on, the delirium going on, the confusion going on. Because it's affecting your heart, your blood pressure can drop very quickly. Your heart can just go into cardiac arrest, and that's how you end up dying, as you go into cardiac arrest. And that's one of the things that people don't realize. I mean, these drugs right here, getting off of these, are legal substances. Alcohol to me has one of the worst stigmas to it. It's one of the deadliest chemicals out there, but it's legal still. And a lot of people drink because of how it is it's marketed phenomenally. Alcohol marketing is amazing. And it's one of those that there are people out there that can handle this normally. I couldn't. It was like Lay's potato chips. I just couldn't have one. So the more that you share though, and the more that you start to understand that these are dangerous and deadly withdrawals, you have to realize when you are wanting to get sober, people are going to tell you, oh, you got to quit cold turkey, flush everything down the toilet. No, man, on these two, dude, if you start going into some shakes or you've been doing a lot of them, you got to get with a doctor. You got to get on certain meds that will actually help you through these withdrawals so that you don't die. And that's what is so important when going through withdrawals. Yes, when it goes to heroin, you can cold turkey it on heroin, you can cold turkey it on crack cocaine, you can cold turkey it on crystal meth, but cold turkeying it on alcohol and benzos is deadly. And so don't listen to people when they're telling you, hey, just go cold turkey, flush it all down the toilet. No, get with a doctor. If you have the shakes and stuff in the morning and you're struggling, get with a doctor. It's so important to, because with the right medication, you can now wean yourself and get yourself off of these and get sober. If you haven't hit the like and subscribe button, hit the like and subscribe button, because the more that we share, the more that you learn, the more that you can get sober safely, the more that it helps inspire people to get sober, or maybe people to understand addiction and why we are the way that we are and how insane we are. The more that you share, the more that nobody goes it alone. And I think that's the most important thing there is. And that's why I think it is important to share. I think it's important to share our experiences because the ones out there struggling, it sucks to be going through it alone. And when you are struggling at night, sometimes it's nice to be able to see that, hey, I'm not the only one that's went through this. And I think that's important.